What's up, guys? Welcome to Hockmed Gaming. I'm Hockmed. I am back from vacation. You probably didn't know I was gone, except for the fact that I didn't have new videos. I don't know. Nope. I just recorded a bunch, threw them up there. I think I got a daily upload every day I was gone, I believe. So that's pretty awesome. Tell you what, though, it's a lot of recording, a lot of editing, a lot of descriptions and stuff. It was some work, that's for sure, but that's all right. It's worth it in the end. We got a bunch of new subscribers, which is awesome. Thank you very much for subscribing. If you haven't, I appreciate if you will. We're almost to that 500 sub goals. Had some good stuff. All right. I forgot to remove the one thing from the wheel I needed to remove, but that's all right. We'll see. We didn't have the grader anyway. We do now. All right. Good. And in case you didn't watch last episode or the episode, I don't even know episode, I've got rid of the debuff wheel. It was just slowing down what I called progress and moving on. And then I cheated and met the rules and bought that without unlocking it because it's new and that's what people want to see. New stuff and whatnot. So yeah, so we're back. We hopped into this guy here just to play around with it and have some fun. We're not really set up in any kind of way that you probably want to be set up, but here I am anyway. So I think we're going to keep going. I'm going to try to get this iron and stuff out of here because I really want to start getting the plant built up and get it built up right and good. So I think that's what we're going to roll with. That was the E button. I'm rusty, you know? Let's see here. I don't remember where. I think 1650. Does that seem about right? But alright. Well, let's see here. I think that should be pretty good. Alright. I need to get over to the side here. So we're gonna keep this a little higher than we probably should. Should make sure that's going in there. Yep, I don't have to worry about that dumping out, you know, because I figured out that problem. Like an idiot. But that's how it goes, right? So we're probably gonna try to use this and kind of hack our way through this, so to speak, until we get this level here done correctly. And then we'll probably definitely, most likely, work on a better setup. But like I said, I just kind of want to get this iron and stuff out of here. Because I think that'll be important for us to keep making our stuff. But yeah, as of like build, I'm still not buying building stuff and all that good fun stuff. I don't understand why I'm so bouncy. Am I that on level? Kind of goes in the ground just a little bit, doesn't it? Eventually I'd like to do this, but get it like kind of a... It'll probably be steel for now, but some like concrete pads to run it along. But I just don't think it's worth all that effort at the moment. But maybe it will be. We'll find out. All right. Yeah. What were we? I think we we're 11,650. But either way, we'll figure it out. We'll just keep cutting away here, getting some product, getting some money. All right. That seems good. Good enough. But yeah, just in case you're wondering or care, vacation was nice. Nice to get away. Didn't do a whole lot. It wasn't really the plan. Just relax by the pool, in the pool, the hot tub, stuff like that. Did go to the Tampa Zoo. I love going to zoos, and my wife really loves animals and going to zoos. So just by default, I love it, even if I didn't. Went down to the Tampa Zoo. Really nice. The zoo's really cool. We've watched things like The Secrets of Tampa Zoo. It's like Disney Plus, whatever, National Geographic side of things. But she wanted to go there, so we went there. We're going to go to Wild Kingdom, but we decided we just didn't want to drive. How far was it? Like 2.5 hours away while we're down there this time. Next time we might do that. Got to see, man, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, I don't know, like five or six different space launches. One of them was daylight, so we actually didn't get to see it. And they're like Port Canaveral and all that, and Kennedy Space Station, which is on the exact opposite side. We were on the Gulf side of the state, but at night you can still see like the plume and all that from the rockets. It's actually pretty cool. So we watched that from the lanai back by the pool, stuff like that. It was good. Hung out, ate some food, took some golf cart rides, looked at houses and properties. We have property down there because we plan on moving to build a house on. But the problem is with the area that we want to build, the taxes have gone up a ton. And we don't think we really want to pay that much in taxes. So my parents down there, they have a house equivalent to what we'd probably build. And their taxes and insurance and flood insurance is double what our whole house payment taxes and insurance are for our current house. And that's not including the house payment. So not sure, but what we want to do, but we're pretty sure we don't want to pay that. Like, we plan on this being, like our forever home, as much as you can plan on that. Life never changes on you. So we're gonna get a pool and all the stuff we want and have a good time. So we don't want to have all our money wrapped up in it. So we can go do some, things here and there if we want, but ultimately, yeah, we don't want to do that. So we'll probably go, I don't know, 10-ish, 5-10 minutes away, and 75% cheaper property taxes, and no flood insurance, stuff like that. Just stuff that's probably smarter. At least no flood insurance at the moment. Obviously, that can change anytime. I think it's bullshit how they do stuff down there. Like, so I don't know if it's the whole state or just the Charlotte County or what it is, but when you go, or even the government, it might just be the federal, I don't know, but for the flood zones. So my parents built their house on a piece of property. It's not based off how high your house sits. It's based on the lowest elevation of your property. So, like, if you were above the flood zone on the entire property and someone took a shovel and it was dug a hole out there, they pretty much say you're in a flood zone. Like, that's the concept behind it, right? It's not based off how high your house is. Like, we could build a house 20 feet in the air, and if our property before anything was done is below the flood zone, then you have to pay flood insurance. And that is absolutely crazy to me. Um, you know, I think my parents built their house nine 9 or 10 feet above, so they can still flood out. The last year they had hurricane, I believe it was Milton, that went through, and they were calling for like 10 or 15 foot of surge, and that probably would have flooded them up, but they didn't get that, so they were fine. I don't know. It just seems ridiculous. And then insurance companies are ridiculous too. So like our other friends that live down there, um, their house is, I don't know, 5 years old now, if that. Whatever, they built and finished just before my parents did theirs. So their roof during Milton, yes, during Milton. So it was last year. Yeah, it was last year, I think. Either way, one of the hurricanes, that one or Ian, one of the two, um, did them some good. But their roof had like a few shingles, like off. Like the roof was fine, everything was fine. The roofing people came out and gave an estimate. It was like $500-600 to fix the damage. Do you think insurance paid $500 or $600 to fix it? Nope. They made them replace the whole roof for like 40 some grand. It didn't need it. Like, why is insurance so high? Oh, because insurance agents didn't come out there and replace a whole roof when all they needed was $500 worth of repair. It's crazy to me, kind of how things operate, and I don't get it. Like, and then the prices go up and everything. And that's just one house that I know of. I can't imagine how much is wasted. But then they sit there and argue to pay, for stuff that's legit. It's insane sometimes to me how things operate. And then the next thing that kind of sucks too is, like, if we go down there and build, depending on money and cost and all that, obviously, like, a lot of the knives down there are like aluminum frame with the screens, putting in them and all that. If you're not sure what a lanai is, which I've found out is possible, basically it's just a big and screened in porch covered area for your pool or your like back deck area, right? And they get little bugs called no-see-ums. So if you get the no-see-um screens, it's really fine. They don't get in there. Keeps snakes away, and and stuff like that. Bugs, mosquitoes, all that good stuff that just sucks anywhere in the world. But they're all just aluminum frame. They're built well. They last deep. I don't know. They last good, but obviously they're not hurricane rated. So, like, what I want to do, and what I was talking to my stepdad, or calling my dad, was talking about, like, instead of doing all that aluminum frame, why not just build the concrete pillars when you build the house? He's like, oh, a lot of houses are starting to do that now. I'm like, oh, cool. All right. Do you think that would lower your house insurance, knowing that that's probably not going to have to be replaced? I'll give you a hint. No, because they don't base it off of stuff like that. And I don't know. I think insurance could be done better, and I'm sure everyone feels that for one way or another. But I don't know. It's all just asinine. Because like I don't even want screens, built in, because they'll build the concrete pillars and all that, and then they put a roof on it still that's aluminum, which I get. Just don't want it sloped. Still got to have stuff roll off if it falls on it. Believe it or not, plank cones and crap like that. But like, why not just make screens like windows like down here that I can just take out? Hurricanes coming, you put up your shutters if you don't have hurricane rated doors and windows and stuff like that, and you take your screens out. That way you don't ever have to replace them. That's what I told my wife too. I said, if we build, our house is going to be high enough, for, I want it to be at least 12, but like 15 foot up. Still, even if I'm still in the flood zone, I don't care, because I don't have to go through the pain and the buttness of trying to deal with insurance, dealing with it, flooding, still losing stuff, Like, I'd rather just not ever have to replace stuff like that. But Yeah, I don't know. It's all crazy down there. I'm not just down there. Obviously, anywhere that deals with a lot of natural disasters like that. But it's just crazy to me. If I build my house 100 foot in the air, guess what? It ain't gonna flood. Why do I need flood insurance in a flood zone? But that's the way it works. And I'm sure they do it for typical reasons, right? That way there's more money in the pot to pay for the other ones that do get flooded out. But it is what it is. I'm not really worried about it. I mean, I could get hit by a tornado here, where I live. Ice storms, blizzards, hailstorm, all that stuff, and I could even flood. In fact, we had some dams break pretty far north, east of us, I think it was. Quite a few years ago now, I think it was 2020 or 2021. And, we were actually under a flash flood warning because of, all the rivers that connected and went down by one by us that could have flooded. And I'm not worried about it. My house is probably the highest sitting house in our whole city, to be honest with you. I didn't do it that way. This is how I bought it. But, if you stand, next to my house, most houses you can see in the window. I cannot. You can't even come close to looking through our windows. I don't know why, but it's that high. So, then everyone else, oh, what about the humidity? Oh, yeah, so if when the heat and the humidity in the summer, I'm like, so you jump in the pool and stay cool, or you go inside and stay in the air? I'm like, I do the same thing 6 months out of the year in Michigan, just for the opposite reason. I do it to stay warm, It's just amazing, the quality of life, in warmer climate, it feels like, I go down there and I'm seeing 70, 80-year-olds on their bikes just pedaling around and walking and, jogging a little bit. I just feel like quality of life is so much better in warmer climates. For me, with my heart issues, my chest hurts in the cold. I went there for a week and did not have to worry about it once. Never once hurt. Get off the plane, start walking to the truck, my whole chest just hurts. I'm like, yeah, this is stupid. Let's go a little further. Even though we flew out on a Sunday, I think Tuesday, yeah, it was extremely cold down there. I kid you not, there were warnings of iguanas falling out of trees. That was the weather warning. Watch for iguanas at that temperature. I guess they go dormant or whatever, and then just fall out of trees. They're not dead. They just basically a hibernation, which was kind of funny. Kind of a funny thing to. Alright, what am I hitting here? What did it look like? Nothing? It was kind of acting like it for a second. But yeah, so at some point we'll be down there. Whether we build or buy, I don't know. We'll see where the market is when we're there. We still got stuff here. We're not going to move her dad or my father-in-law for multiple reasons. One, with dementia and all that, it's just not a good idea to put him in a place he's not familiar with. It's not good for them or anything like that. So, not going to do that. And two, we're not really wanting a brand new house, especially if we build kind of destroyed, because fortunately it kind of goes with the territory. So we're just gonna chill here until time is right and we're in a position to move. It's kind of crazy because we left Sunday. What time did our flight leave? 6. airport was like 40 minutes, 45 minutes away or whatever. Nice thing is it's a little airport, Flint, flew out of Flint, and it's a direct flight right down to Punta Gorda, which is fairly close to my mom and my dad down there. But on the way there, it was starting to snow because they were calling for like, I don't know, what was it, 2 to 4 inches or something. Something stupid and crazy. And we're in a construction zone, you know, so it's 60 miles an hour. I'm doing 70. Like, there's nobody there. Like, if there's people, I definitely slow down for it because it ain't worth it. But nobody's there. I'm just cruising at 70. Some dude goes by me. I'm going to say dude. I'm not 100%, but it looked like what would be a guy. A gentleman. Okay? He went by at, like, probably 80, 85. I don't know, whatever you do you. Not my problem. I don't really care how you drive. Just don't freaking mess with me. So he gets up. We get out of the construction zone a couple miles later. He's in front of us. It's 4 lanes wide. He's in front of us. And he's switching lanes, and I'm in the 3rd lane. So he switches lanes, but he comes over and he goes through the 2nd lane, the 1st lane, hits the rumble strips is what I'm guessing, jerked the wheel, you could see it, goes up the freaking cement barrier almost on the side, bounced back down, and I'm like, the hell is he doing? So, you know, obviously we're in this thing where, okay, well, we gotta get to the airport, but, you know, my wife being a nurse, she ain't gonna make sure, you know, want to at least make sure the guy's okay. He got off the wall, he drove a little bit, and then, you know, we at that point was ahead of him because it was right in front of us. I start slowing down, and they drive across the road, turn on their hazards, so, got all the police, let them know, and, you know, we just kept going. So either he was on his phone, or he fell asleep. It's the only thing I can think of. I don't know what else. Like I said, it wasn't slippery. The car wasn't wiggling around. He just looked like he was switching lanes and then just forgot to straighten it back up once you got in the lane you wanted to get in. So, if it was slippery, I didn't get to feel it. I mean, my truck wasn't slipping anywhere, and I need to go up here. I don't know what vehicle it was. It kind of looked like maybe a Jeep Cherokee, Dodge Durango, something like that kind of style. So they're definitely going to be better than my pickup truck that has no weight in the ass end. I can't even take off from... actually, I think I'm going to go down. I think I'm going to just stay down here. I kind of already screwed that up, but... yeah, I can't take off a blacktop that has water on it without the tires wanting to bust free. You know, slippery blacktop, light rear end, all the power right there. But yeah, so that's how it started. That's how our trip started. 20, 30 minutes in, we watch an accident. Solo accident. But we got down there and had a good time, so it was nice. It was a good week-long break of trying to deal with everything that we have to deal with between father-in-law and kids and dogs and work and everything like that. And we hadn't been anywhere since 2021 when we went and got married in Jamaica. That was the last time we kind of went anywhere for a vacation. I think it was 22, like November. We drove down to Florida, followed my parents down there, and helped them move. While we weren't at work, we were working there the whole time, you know, unpacking boxes and, well, loading up boxes and stuff like that first, and then 3 days of driving and stuff like that. So, while we weren't working, I don't think it really qualified as a vacation for me. Alright, so does this spin faster when it's on or off? It doesn't look like it. Yeah, we need to start getting some something's rattling on my desk when my joystick's bugging me. Need to start getting some iron here and getting some stuff made. I'm not really sure the best way to do this. I'm just doing it like this because that's what I feel like works pretty good. Kind of taking a little bit of cheating them out here. Let's try to cut that back a little bit. And make money. I still have to remove the money for this. I'm still, going to pay for stuff like that. Felt like this is maybe not. Looks like the kind of angled a little bit, ain't it? Now, let's get this here. Let's turn it off. Let's try it. Trying to make sure we're still hitting the old hopper there. Probably gonna have to work on moving that up here a little bit. Probably another little sketch. Just gonna turn that off while it does that. In fact, while it's doing that, let's definitely kind of flirting a little bit here with how close we're about to be. Of course we're not, so let's go ahead and drop a pole there. Okay. Let's turn you back on. I want to get just a little bit further forward. All right, so we have, this is how high this guy goes. This is it right here. Well, unless we do that, if we can bounce around, then we can get a little higher. All right, let's get her lowered down a little bit so we can get inside of here. I don't think this that I'm cutting through now is the iron. I think this is usually what more like the lithium and copper, stuff like that. Let's back up. Alright, we're still making it in. Yeah, hoping for a better, like a GPS to like kind of like autopilot and hold it, you know, like where you set it. That'd be really nice. That'd be awesome. So I was hoping that you guys might be able to help me out here. Are there any like tutorials or anything? Like I don't make a lot of tutorials. Like even like the video I did of playing the tutorial wasn't really a tutorial per se. I usually don't do tutorials because there's usually better ways than what I do it. So I don't know if there's any tutorials or anything that you guys would like to see from me. If so, let me know. Tutorials, like, to me are one of those, kind of things. They're nice because they help, but then, you get the people and they're going, that ain't how you do it, or that's not right, or that's a terrible way to do it, whatever the case might be. And, like I said, I don't... For the most part, most games, like I said, like, if you know me or watching the videos, I don't play the meta. I don't, like, min-max, everything. I just kind of play for fun and to learn different ways. But having said that, if there's something that you guys want me to show you how I do it, let me know. I'm just trying to like helping people out. And that, like I said, that's exactly why I did that video where I played through the tutorial, because I just had seen a bunch of comments, people saying it not working and they're refunding or they're not playing or good thing they wasted money. I really wanted to see if there was an issue and stuff like that, and if I found one, I could say, oh yeah, that's an issue, or I didn't find one because I knew how to play the game, a little bit more. And then they, someone may happen to see it and go, oh, okay. And it seemed to work out that way, which is cool. So, but let me know if you guys want to see any other kind of like tutorial videos or stuff like that. If I was going to do any tutorial videos, like just straight up thinking about them, they'd be more along the lines for me, like, here's a tutorial of how I go about, setting up a claim or setting up a plant. It definitely isn't going to be, well, most likely it won't be, like, this is the best plant setup in 2025 kind of thing. It'd be like, this is my process when I go to do something, whatever the, XYZ might be. Think about there, should be pretty good. I think we're about hit max height here. We are there. I'm assuming the other one's obviously way bigger, right? trying to, I think for the most part, kind of take some realistic chunks-ish. Some are going to be a little crazy. Like this actually could go in a little bit more. Make sure that's still checking in there. It's easier than trying to switch the cameras, cycle through all of them. But yeah, just trying to get this stuff going here. And there's a good chunk of iron in here. But I need to get that going. We need to get the iron so we can get the flooring, so we can start getting a plant, start getting something to be proud of when we fly over. We happen to drive up on the plant. I want something that kind of looks nice and cool and organized a little bit better. Get some better setups in there. Definitely in dire need of needing to get a way to get the dirt out. That's for sure. So I can get that sold or dumped, whatever the case might be. Just so you know, like how I'm using this isn't ideal. It's gonna work. But after I get this stuff here taken off, I'm gonna have to go over to our ramp. I'm gonna have to build a ramp down, get ourselves a nice flat zone. Like I said, I may use some steel floor to keep us set up straight and good. But we'll see once we get there. We're a little far away from it. I guess little is kind of, probably an episode or two, I'm guessing, depending on how heavy we can get this dug out here. I still haven't figured out if this is faster or slower than running an excavator. I feel like it, man, it's so hard to tell. But I guess, again, once I get set up and get, kind of positioned better and get a better idea of how to use it and use it good, it might feel slower. Kind of excited because today a game came out that I wanted to play. It's like Long Drive North, I think, but not great reviews, and the price point seems a little freaking high for what it is. So I think I'm going to put that on hold. I don't think I'm going to bother with that one, unfortunately. I have a feeling it's going to hurt their sale. Like, I understand, price and stuff goes up, but from what I'm reading, it's like alpha. Like, it's almost a demo, $25 demo. You gotta be careful. I gotta watch this bucket a little bit better over here. I'm definitely more than happy to support indie devs and stuff like that, but I think it has to be within reason, right? It has to be a reasonable ask of things. Like, if it's $25 for what it is now, what's the plan when it releases? 100? Now it'll probably be like 40, 50 bucks. Like, and there wasn't even a launch discount, which is kind of weird. Usually there's at least a launch discount as well, like, you know, even a 10%. But not on this one. When it comes out and gets more content, if it's a game worth the price, I'll definitely be more likely to, you know, to pay whatever to get it. But I'm sorry, not 25 for essentially a beta, maybe even alpha, depending on who you listen to. So we can go in just a little bit more here. Might have been here too much. Screw it, I'll just switch to view. Might have to do a test. Might have to, you know, run for like 10 minutes with, you know, like a loader and 10 minutes with this. I know the loader you use is going to make that test different, but I'm referring to the loader I have now and this machine now. I probably have this set up ready to go, like it is now, kind of, so to speak. And then if it's close, then we'll know that, you know, the loader will be quicker because that didn't even include setup time. But if this is way faster, then we'll know. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. So when I go to do this, what depth do I want? I don't want to do the full thing, right? It'd be like 1.5, 2, 2.5. Probably like 2.5 of these wheels high, so I can start going to the right, go up, you know, where my little guy there will be below the dirt, and then go back with a nice full sweep, and then back, and then I can, you know, move forward and go down. Imagine if they would have kept it so you could have drove with this thing on. That'd be crazy. All right, let's I definitely think we'd want to put that stuff on the other side, opposite of what we are doing. All right, let's get in position here. Let's just get this iron stuff for now. Oh, I wish it would turn a little faster when it's off, not running. I'm okay with the slow turning, but when it's off, this is dreadful. I think it's a little too slow. Maybe not. Maybe it's how fast something like this would move in real life. I think we're going to have to extend this to be honest with you, I think that stuff like down in the ground would work even better. That is not what I had in mind there. And this is going to be too big, right? Yeah, that's too big. I don't need to go that far. I got any... Yeah, we got some shorter guys here. I think I'm going to be a little too far forward. There we go. Yeah, we flew a Legionnaire, and now their pilots are outside of the airport we flew out of on strike for the labor stuff. We got back just in time. I mean, I can work from anywhere as long as I have internet. But my wife, unfortunately, can't do as much. She could definitely work, but she wouldn't be able to do her full job easily. Well, she would. She'd be able to work remotely. Her boss just wouldn't let it happen. Trying to get this recording done here for you guys, so you guys have a video to watch here when I release it. And I got some racing tonight. Missed race 2 of my dirt racing league, so tonight will be race 3, and I have not ran one lap. So get this recorded, maybe eat a quick dinner and get back down before the race starts and try to run a couple laps at least. Don't take me too long to at least figure out my fastest setup, but yeah, it is what it is. I was too busy last night for our practice. By the time I got done with dinner and trying to do a few things that needed to be dealt with coming back from vacation. Okay, good. We're still dumping into the hopper. I was worried there for a second. I was like, oh, I haven't checked that after moving forward. Thank you. All right. Okay. Yeah, I need to put everything in the ground and then just do like a giant circle. Just circle. Yeah, that'd be a pretty good way to go. Back in a little bit. Might have to back up a hair. Man, could you imagine first person? Like, ain't no way. I guess right is a way. You just have to go up until you see it doing stuff and then stop. That'd be hard. That'd be a pain in the butt. Yeah, I think if they put like two hoppers, one on each side of this, it'd definitely make like taking too much, like unrealistic amount, right? Because you'd be hitting a lot. But I think some people would probably be upset with that. All right, let's swoop this guy back here. Let's get down to our 11,650 ish, give or take 10 meters. Hmm. Yeah, I think it definitely would have been easier starting with this, but obviously we started this a long time ago, and there was no even thought of this gonna be coming out anytime soon when I started. But I think we'll do all right. I think we'll be able to manage. Regardless, right now, right? Like we're digging, we're digging. That's all that matters. Just trying to see when I get ready to hit over here or not. Which is about there. She stays on track pretty good when she's, not rocking and on a weird angle. I don't expect it to be, perfect at, 11,650. I would expect a little bit of flex and bounce in this guy. But most of it's just been me not being on good solid ground. Now I'm kind of starting to drive over what I've kind of kept flat. And it's a lot easier to maintain, so that's good. But like everything else, even excavators or loaders, any of that, the flatter ground you're on, the better everything works. I do have it hooked up on my joystick. This machine like this definitely I don't think needs it, but I do like being able to fine tune it and do little things and adjustments as I go. This is probably gonna hit here in a second. Probably here once I just get through there. All right, let's pop this guy up. Man, has anybody heard any word on Gold Mining Simulator 2? Probably going to be a little overhyped for it. But I'm always down for most games that let you use equipment and dig and find gold. And obviously that one there is definitely more gold mining, driven. Like it's everything about it is for gold mining, so to speak. Even though I think there's a new DLC coming out for the original, right? Coming up, like gems and gemstones or something like that. I think comes out, was it this week? Next week? I don't know. I keep seeing it somewhere fairly soon. Alright, maximum height is reached. Step there, and I did get NASCAR 25 for PC too, so I wanna do some driving in that baby. Get it set up. I know there's some bugs and some issues. I know it's not a simcade. I'm fine with that. You still love NASCAR, but I definitely want to play some more sim racing games on here, not just dirt. That's for sure. I do enjoy it. I want to play, what is it, Auto Corset Rally, but I need to get an e-brake. Because a button on the steering wheel does not work the best when you're trying to turn. Actually, what did I use? I tried a rally game where I actually used my joystick and I turned it sideways and would pull back on that for an e-brake. Joystick ain't mounted, so that made it kind of a pain in the butt and didn't really want to break my joystick. So I said, yeah, not a good idea. So I didn't. So I stopped doing that, but I imagine I'll get an e-brake here at some point in time. So yeah, I played a little NASCAR. I'm trying to get it, trying to get settings where it's fun, everything feels good, challenging, but not impossible. Like right now, it'd be good, but I think the draft effect is, I have it set to high, just default, I think 50. So you can just drift right through drifting in NASCAR go. You can draft right through a whole pack of cars pretty easy. So I definitely want to turn that down. Then, what else do we have planned for the channel here coming up? More Vane, definitely more Vane. Probably a new cooperative series. Possibly, I'm thinking. Definitely want to do some role play in Vane. I think it's gonna be good. I think there needs to be a few more things and different things, but definitely want to play that with the community. Chances are it will not be PvP, uh, but I have to get with the other content creator that I plan on doing it with and see what he wants to do. I don't know if he wants just me and him, or if he wants to open up the community, or kind of start with just me and him and then switch to community. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna try to get with him maybe tonight. We'll see what happens. Race day's hard. I was supposed to get with him before I left on vacation and just lost all sorts of track of time between packing, getting the house, getting groceries in the house, people had stuff to eat, getting 10, 12, whatever videos recorded and edited up for the time and scheduled. You may have got alerts if you're a sub, and I apologize. I was trying to pin comments to them, so I didn't publish them. I just made them public. But I guess it was sending out notifications. My one daughter said, "Are you meaning to post all these videos?" I'm like, "No, I was just went public so I could put a comment on them and pin them, and then I unlisted them again." But didn't. I mean, it worked, but I didn't really want to flood everybody with notifications. So if you did that, I apologize. If you're already unsubbed because it annoyed you, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to do that. But pinned comments apparently help the algorithm and stuff like that. So as we know, I'm trying to push myself out there as much as I can, and so yeah, I'm thinking, so this would be like the half to me, right? So we'd go that way on a scoop, come up, trim this off, go up, do like a full scoop, and then come back with another half. I think that might be a good height. That's what I'm thinking anyway. We're probably... I'm gonna have to come up with a way to sell dirt like directly from the plant. I know there's ways to do it and stuff like that. I just meant with my having to take it to town. It might just be once I complete all the tiers, then, after that the rules are just kind of gone. We're just gonna play. We'll have to see. Let's see how that goes. I got some time for that, but pretty much only thing that's really gonna stop us from getting work on the next level of tiers is we need to get to rock and asphalt, stuff like that. So we got a lot of paving to do. So we're a little bit away. All right, let's... even though it bounces around a little bit, I feel like this makes pretty pretty flat ground. So I don't think this will be a problem. I think bouncing around that little 10-meter bounce isn't enough to change things. All right, let's go. Yeah, like this here, I'm gonna have to, like, it'll be quicker to clean this up with this guy, I'm thinking. Obviously, over that. We should check the fuel level eventually, too. It'll be nice once we get a fuel truck. I think we can unlock one soon. I think we have one in our wheel to unlock, so. Yeah, definitely prepping ground. Prepping for that, the bagger is definitely ideal, right? Like, getting it flat, getting it smooth. Like, you see how bumpy I am here. Like, where I didn't really bring in the different levels of benches that we kind of had. Let's see here. We're doing this as nasty as can be. I definitely need to get. I recorded one. I haven't posted it yet or edited it even. I don't think I put edit on it. I've done another farming sim mining one, but I started holding off because I believe there's going to be some map changes on the map I used, and actually going to put pay dirt back in it. So I'm not going to have to like fake pay dirt kind of thing. But I'm not really sure. I've been so busy. I haven't even played the new Highlands expansion for more than like 5 seconds. Well, let's be honest. It was probably like 10 minutes. I hopped in just to kind of see the boats and stuff. So it was kind of cool, but I haven't done any Highlands stuff yet. Definitely want to do some more. Be a little more active on the live streams. I don't. At some point here, I'm hoping for at least once a week, maybe twice. But I have some other stuff possibly in the works that I have to talk to some people about. That's with another community, the racing one I'm part of, Content House. But that's like a just in my head thing. Definitely not something in their head or they've talked about that I know of. I know there's some new games coming out here. Definitely want to try. Want to do some more of The Last Caretaker. The first video went really well, actually. I don't know if it was just people checking out the game or because I actually did about a decent amount of views. But that game seemed kind of fun. Want to get a little bit more in depth in that. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. I feel like this is faster, but then again, there's a lot of downtime. It's like the other one's definitely more. Come on, camera, switch up. Like consistent dirt flow, especially if I have it set up right, where I go, not such a low cut. It ain't really meant for this cut. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't end up finishing this with this guy here. Because coming back, you really can't take a whole lot. Getting it moved around, stuff like that. I think that the bagger will be a lot better utilized once I'm set up for it. The right height, walls, and everything else. So I might next time finish it with this. Hopefully we unlock the new loader. We go by that. But oh, I forgot. I do have a $2 million loan. No. So that's something I'm gonna have to deal with too. We might even have that. We might have that product right back there. Product that I need for floors. So just a hair. Kind of rough through here, but this was all very badly done by yours truly. Probably shouldn't say nothing either. Yesterday, my computer was just shutting off for no reason. Like, event viewer, nothing was even showing why. Only thing I could think of was that seems so far to fix it. Knock on wood, and I probably just jinxed it. I think my power supply filter was a little too clogged and wasn't getting air and shutting down. It's the only thing I can come up with. All my other temperatures have been fine, but it hasn't done it since I did clean that off. It's kind of crazy. It's one of the filters that always gets forgotten. But I can't be frying my power supply. I need that for hopefully a new GPU here in the next month or so. Yeah, hopefully in about next month. You know what else would be cool? Maybe they're gonna add them, maybe not. Or like some mobile conveyor belts. I feel like when you add a machine like this, I feel like something like that kind of takes over. But it might just be me. Alright, let's dig this out, since we shouldn't have that issue anymore. Shouldn't. Alright, let's go see what we kind of pulled out today. No. Speaking of that, let's what am I looking for? Skill tree. 8 skill points. got a ways to go. Never mind, won't worry about that. Good amount of lithium. Uh-oh. I knew we were getting close. I should have checked it. All right, we're going to have to... We're going to have to work on this next time. We're going to have to get this dirt out of here. Did that... Oh man, we made a mess. We made a mess. I knew I should have checked it. Dang. That's alright, let's... Alright, so let's take this. Let's come over here. I think we found we can just stick this back in here. And that should end up in here. I do believe. Yep. Yeah, because this bottom line here is what goes up and over. Okay. That can't fit through there. Oh my god, I can't wait to redo all this. Well, it should be in here. Yep. Alright, we're good there. Took everything else out of there, right? Yes. Alright, let's go. Let's throw this in there. Let's go get some floors and walls being made, just so it's set and ready for next time. Beams and sheets. I think rods are going there. I know I'm just gonna throw all this crap in there for now. Alright, we have 92 steel floors. How many can I make? 500. So let's go with 200 walls, and then 363 of the floors. That might be enough to really let us start building something like more concrete over there. Well, like I said, we still got to pay off our loan. We still have to... How many nuts and bolts do I have? Do I still have a bunch? Not really. I don't think I'm splitting that off anywhere, right? All comes in. No, just gets straight up rolled or pressed. I'm not going to have any steel bars. Oh, I wish you could raise stuff a little. That's right. We'll make it work. Got that. Now we can, the water pump, pretty sure you can now put into dirt. That is awesome. That'll help life out a ton. Being able to get that in like a better, nicer looking spot. Not have to like build your whole plant based on where your water pump can go. So that was an awesome change. Generator's running good. So about every episode we use about half the fuel, I think. I think it'd be cool to have a counter on there that like keeps track of like how much dirt or product or how much stuff ran through the hopper, Or you could put it after a smelter and, oh, this is how much steel and aluminum you've ran today, or, reset it so you can have those stats. I think that'd be cool. Like, that's the kind of stuff that, like, a modder could probably do, but unfortunately it'll be game only, or vehicles only in the game, from what I understand, so what comes out of here? Fuel, and this turns into generator fuel. Okay. Yeah, I think we're good. I think we're going to call it there. I think next episode we got to work on getting this dirt out of here. I mean, the obvious, easiest answer would be we're going to like pull this off. Actually, that might work good. Pull this off. Hook it right up to a chute. We can pull the dump truck or the water truck up here. Just let it keep looping through the system because it'll fall right in here once I pull away. And we'll use that to dump, fill, sell. Probably ain't gonna be worth the trip to sell for that little bit amount, right? Like, it's not gonna be a big truck worth, but we might be able to use it for fill somewhere. We'll have to take it around and figure out a plan. We'll figure that out next episode, though. But yeah, and then we're gonna use the loader and get that last little bit gone. I think it'll go quicker than that, just given that it's just so short, not a very high up. And then we'll build a ramp down. We'll have to do some work around there and see how we can do with making this work in the pit. I don't know. I don't think it's going to work in the pit very well, because I think it's going to work for benches, but in the pits, I think it's going to fail. You're not going to have enough room to turn the boom all the way around or to do like a big thing. I don't know. But that is a problem that we will figure out when we get there. We got a ton to do. We got to get stuff moved, steel production over here or over there. I don't know. We're probably going to expand all that. I don't know what we're going to do or how we're going to do it. I don't know what we're going to do. I just don't know how. We'll figure that out. If you have any ideas, let me know. But thanks for watching. If you liked the video, hit the like button for me. If you're not subscribed and you'd like to help out and support me and the channel and be part of the community, I'd really appreciate it. If not, I still appreciate you being here and watching. And yeah, just leave a comment below. Anything. Give me some ideas. How you think we should do it, or anything else, or if you have any ideas or thoughts of tutorials you'd like to see me do, let me know. So have a wonderful night, evening, morning, and hope to see you next video. Bye.